How's it going, guys? Dylan here with Crusader Gaming, and today we're going to go over a Crusader build. I have come to find that the Crusader has very little in the ways of dealing damage. I mean, yes, there are a couple builds that deal a considerable amount of damage, but nothing I was working with really ever came up. Like, it was never just felt like enough until this build that I just found. It's called a shotgun build. Now, the way the build works is you deal a lot of damage in bursts, aka the shotgun build. And the closer you are, the more damage you build, aka shotgun build. Reason for that is whenever you get closer, which I'll show you, you're able to hit with more beams on one enemy. So, anyway, another side note for people who are wondering, this is a very gear heavy build. Like, you have to have the right gear to do this, otherwise this build will not do this. Like me, I have full Akkarats. I actually do have the boots. Like, I have the full set now, but I want to be able to wear the Captain Crimson and stuff like that for the cooldown reduction. But really, you just need to get to that 6 set bonus. I would say wear the Ring of Royal Grandeur, which you get from doing Act 1 bounties, and Act 1 bounties only. So that's the only place you can get the ring. I'm not 100% if Kadala drops it, but personally I found that getting it the fastest was just doing a bunch of bounties and opening up like 10 catches at once. That's how I got mine. Mine's not very good, but you know, it gets the job done. I have a Stone of Jordan on, which is really good for elites because you just deal so much more damage. Like, it says I have 807,000 DPS. That's really not accurate because I have stuff like this versus Holy Skills deal 16% more damage and stuff like that, so I'm really doing a lot more. Another thing is like the helmet, just put reduced cooldown in it. All resist gems in your gear. I mean, really the only thing that you need to be picky on this is just making sure you have the 6 set bonus. Otherwise this build just won't work. I'm just saying, like, it just doesn't work if you don't have the 6 set bonus, because you have to be an Akkarats champion damn near like as much as you can. So if you can't get that set, just farm for the set and then use this build. But this build is very, very good. So Fate of the Fell, this is the weapon. This is pretty much what makes the build work also, because you also have to have this weapon. And what it does is you gain 2 additional Rays of Heaven's Fury. Okay, so that makes it turn into this. That's now your Heaven's Fury because you use Fires of Heaven. But I'll go over that in a second. So you have to have this weapon. Just remember that you have to have the Fate of the Fell. It doesn't really matter how much base damage it has. All that it matters is that you have one. I mean, the builds, I mean, yes, it helps if you have higher base damage, you know, and all the right stats, but you know, it's not necessarily a must. I wear the Captain Crimson set, like I said, just for the reduced cooldown cost. That's just me. Hana Vaxo, whenever you stun an enemy. I mean, if you use stuns, you don't really use stuns in this build, so this isn't really necessary. But Reaper's Wraps is very necessary. Every time you pick up a health globe, it gives you it restores your wrath by 30%. Now that's actually really helpful. You don't have to have that, but trust me, you probably really want it. So now going over the skills here, we have Heaven's Fury with Fires of Heaven. This turns it from rather having the beam that comes down and does all that stuff, it turns it into just 1 blast. And then when you have Fate of the Fell, it turns it into 3 blasts, which all deal a ridiculous amount of damage. This is arguably the strongest move the Crusader has when it comes to dealing damage, is this rune right here. Now, next off we have Akkarats Champion. I have that over in my right click slot just because I use it so much. Like, you really use this a lot. I use Embodiment of Power just for increased wrath regeneration. You could use Prophet. You could, I mean, that's really up to you. I just prefer having more wrath regeneration because, you know, living longer. I mean, I used to use Prophet, but it doesn't make that much of a difference to me. I just want to kill things really fast, and this makes it to where I can kill them and not just be able to eat hits from them. Next up, we have Laws of Valor. This is really just to up the damage. So whenever you fight an elite pack, just pop this and pop Akkarats Champion and just go to town, and you'll probably kill them extremely fast. Now, I'm terrible at reading Roman numerals, so I'm not sure what Torment level this is. Okay, so this is Torment 4, so I'm actually going to up this because I can do... I know I can do it minimum Torment 5 with this. I'm not sure why I'm in 4 right now. But next, you got Shield Glare. Light erupts from your shield, blinding all enemies for up to 30 yards. This is really for Wrath regeneration again, because I have the rune on that gives you 9 Wrath for each enemy blinded. We have Provoke. This just gives you Wrath again, and it makes things hit you, so I mean, it really purely for Wrath generation. It's pretty good. Iron Skin. Well, I believe I have the wrong rune on for that. Probably because I was messing around with the Thorns build earlier, which is also a good build, which I'll make another video on in a little bit. So, your skin turns to iron, absorbing 50% of all incoming damage for 7 seconds. That's pretty, it's just for defense. That's just to have a defensive cooldown. Perks, I use Wrathful for healing. Heavenly Strength, that's so I can one-hand the Fate of the Fell. This one, just to deal more damage, increases my weapon damage by 10%. And it also, and anytime I do holy damage, I heal, so that's good. And then this for defense. I mean, you could really go indestructible too if you wanted to, or really whatever you want. But yep, so that's it. That's the build in a nutshell. So let's up this Torment level real quick, shall we? Cause 4, that's no. That's not what I do here. No. I remember back when I was like farming 2 though. This Rebirth Souls first came out, and now I'm doing like T5 and 6. 6 if I have people with me, but 5 if I'm going solo. Let's go. So I think we will. I don't really want to kill Gob, but I feel like we'll run into some rare packs easily here. Because I mean, all right. So hey buds, how are you? Yep. As you can see, blowing through things on T5. Where? Oh. Yep. There they are. Oh, look at that. Look at that health drop. Oh. But, again, hold on. There we go. That's better. And you're dead. And you're dead. And you're dead. Oh, and you're dead too. Oh, wow. That was really quick. Like I said, you know, that's the biggest issue with this build, is that when you run out of Wrath. But, as you can see, that didn't really affect me. All I had to do was just kind of run back for like a millisecond. And go back to it. Also, notice that my Akkhan's champion cooldown is only like 10 seconds long. That's because of the gear. Like, I'm pretty much in this. Like, there's very small time spans when I'm not in this. Because you really want to be in this all the time. You want to shoot to have this cooldown completely reduced. Because if you can do that, then you have achieved greatness. I do not have the right gear yet to do that. Oh, hi. Oh, hi, Vicious Grey Turkey. How are you? Would you like to die today? Man. Hold on. There we go. That's more like it. That's more like it. Boom. 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 Come on. And that. Just die. Remember. There we go. Oh, Desecrator, eh? Oh, going down. Yep. Well, that sucks. Alright, finish these dudes off. Finish these dudes off. That was my fault. I'm a noob, stood in desecration. Come on. And boom, it's dead. Had one little small minor death there, but didn't really hinder me that much. You might die a couple times, but that just comes with playing on T5 or 6. Sometimes you die, sometimes you don't. But I mean, you really don't die often with this build. Not very often. Alright guys, well that's gonna do it for this Vigiler. I hope you guys like the build. Definitely try it out. It's pretty fun. The only downside to it is it's very gear reliant, but whatever. Because I took me forever, but I found all the gear. Had to, once freaking Kadala started dropping set items, which by the way, she does do that. It makes it a lot easier to get the gear. Just do rifts, get shards, farm Kadala until you get each piece. That's my tips for you if you really want to do this build. But, alright guys, so that's going to do it. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.